Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the Al Tawbah series. Today's video is about taqwa. So, what is taqwa? The simple meaning of taqwa is simply, well, being conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just being conscious of Allah in everything you do. Not just in public when you're out in the streets going for a walk in the city, but also when you're alone. So, this means always knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking over you during the day, during the night, when it's sunny, when it's raining. Allah is all seeing, He's all knowing. He knows everything you do, He hears everything you say, He knows everything you see. So, a real example is taqwa is when you can sin but you don't. So, maybe you're home alone and you think, oh, you know what, right now would be a great time to just put on some music in my earphones and just dance around. And as you know, or just for another example, drink some haram stuff. And you think about it, yeah, but no, but Allah is watching. And I do not want to disappoint Allah. And then because of this, you don't do the sin. This is taqwa. This is knowing. When nobody else is around, you have the a clear opportunity to commit that sin, to listen to that music, to drink that forbidden substance, but you don't do it because you think, no, I cannot do this because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking at me in this very moment, as He is always looking at me. He knows what I'm doing. I cannot disappoint Him. Keep this in mind, guys. So in daily life, taqwa is lowering your gaze. Maybe you're walking in the city and you have to look away. Maybe look at the sky, look to the right, look to the left, just so you don't, look at people with bad intentions. Just don't look at people maybe who aren't dressed appropriately, maybe someone who isn't wearing the hijab, or don't look at anyone in a lustful manner. So you look at the floor maybe. Maybe you look at the brick pattern on the floor, lowering your gaze. Not because somebody, maybe they will notice, oh, this guy isn't looking, he's probably such a nice person. No, not because of this reason, but because Allah is always watching. You lower your gaze because, man, if I look at this person, if I look there, then I will get a sin. Of course, this is intentionally. If you accidentally look somewhere and you, of course, immediately like, oh, look away, oh no, I shouldn't have looked there, astaghfirullah, that's probably fine, inshallah. Another thing is controlling your tongue. So, backbiting, talking bad about someone's back, behind someone's back, insulting them, even behind their back or in person. You should control your tongue. Always remember, Allah knows everything you say, to whom you say it, and in which intention you have while saying it. So try not to insult people, talk bad behind their backs. If anything, the only thing that you should be saying about people behind their backs is good things about them. Because the angels are also there with you. They can also hear. Then if they hear you say something good about a person, they can write it down and go tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh, so and so said such good things about such person. For example, maybe you saw a person giving food to cats, and then you go and tell your friend, oh, I saw such and such doing such and such thing, and you're like, wow, they're such a nice person and I really respect them for what they did, because there's not a lot of people nowadays that go and feed the kittens. This is a good way of controlling your tongue. You say good things and restrain yourself from saying bad things. Another thing is choosing halal over haram. This is one of those things it's in the nafs. It's a thing that you have to fight against. For example, you have an opportunity to maybe go with one friend, and this one friend will take you to the masjid, and you guys will spend about 2 hours there. Or you can go to the other friend, which has invited you to go to a haram place and do a haram thing, and you have a choice. And you're like, okay, but then none of these two friends will know who I went with, and nobody will really know except for them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you think, yeah, man, it would be really fun if I go with the other friend to do a haram thing, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching and I have a far better option. I have not only the option to not displease Him, but I have the option to please Him and go to the masjid and pray to the Creator of the heavens and the earth. So you could do these things even if they're hard. You can fight against the nafs. So the reason why this matters is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't look at your appearance, as if you guys know the story of Luqman, which he is also, the chapter in the Quran is also named after him because he was a very wise man. And people, of course, they judged him because of the color of the skin. And Allah said, do not do this. Do not judge people by the color of the skin. This is not okay. This is racism. This is haram. Do not badly judge a person because of the color of their skin. But what you should do is look at the heart of the person, which is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does. You have to look at how they behave, what their intentions are. Taqwa is what fills this. Taqwa fills the heart with goodness. Because if you always know that Allah is watching and you specifically try your best to do good things and avoid bad things, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may be pleased with you, inshallah. So, how to build taqwa? Of course, it's a bit of a difficult process if you look at it from many ways, but if you just look at it from the small things, you can start by praying on time every day. Try not to delay your prayers. Pray all your daily prayers. Make dhikr every day. So maybe in the mornings, in the evenings, before you sleep, even if you just say astaghfirullah for a few dozen times, for like, oh, maybe Allah, please forgive me for a sin which I have done today, which I may not be aware of. This is still good. Or avoid one sin for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, you have an opportunity to slander someone behind their back and say something bad about them, but you do not say so. Because you do know, even if you do say it, they may not find out, but Allah will know. And because of this, you do not say those bad things. Avoiding that sin is a small start to building taqwa. And by the way, guys, taqwa isn't built in one day. But every single step you take towards it, it counts. So do not be discouraged by the journey, but be encouraged by the process by which it takes place. Even if you try, Allah will be pleased with you, inshallah. That's all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching it. If there are any corrections to be made, they will be made in the pinned comment or on screen while editing. And that's kind of it for today. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good day.